I wanted to make a vlog today because in exactly 6 days I will be getting my breast augmentation. Exactly 48 hours I'm gonna have boobs. Let's just let that sink in for a second. Like, y'all, I want to get this so bad, like, don't get me wrong, but honestly I'm really nervous. I'm really excited. Like, I'm so excited. Like, I feel like I'm just gonna like cry tears of joy because I want this so bad. Like, I'm worried about my back and like how my body's gonna be able to adjust to it. So I'm like really nervous about everything. Like, it almost makes me a little emotional because like I have been so self-conscious about it. Like, every time I've been like, you know, at the pool or like involved with someone, like, it's just a thought that goes through my head and it's almost like an obsessive thought. Guys, what's up? I just got out. Hurts to hold this camera. I'm really out of it right now. They gave me Valium because I was like shaking post-op. Oh, fuck. So they look really nice so far. I don't know if I should have went bigger. That's the only thing. I was looking at them and I was like, should I? So with that being said, today is day 4. Focus. Okay, today is day 4 of my recovery. I'm feeling a lot better. I'm gonna go out and do stuff today, hopefully. They're kind of itchy. I'm trying really hard not to itch them right now. This infection again. So I've been sick a lot. He basically just tested for everything. Everything came back normal except for my ANA was positive. If you don't know what ANA is, it basically means positive nuclear antibodies. It's what your immune system makes to attack like viruses and stuff, but when you make too much, it's considered an autoimmune disease. So I just got back from the urgent care, and excuse my appearance, I've been like bawling my eyes out, but I was at work today and my hands literally just turned bright blue out of nowhere, and so I like had telltale. Well, the positive ANA basically means that you have an autoimmune disorder. There's something that's going on in your autoimmune system where your body is producing an abnormal amount of cells, right? It's like, I want to live my life as a healthy person. With 2018 coming up, I definitely want to have a better mindset about it. I want to take better care of my body. I want to get into working out again. I want to be healthy again. Okay. I wasn't picking my nose, by the way. I was itching it just in case. Also, I need to look at the camera. Okay, I'm flustered to say the least because I haven't made a YouTube video since, what was it, last January? People will click on my Instagram and they'll like click that video and they'll like give me a hard time about it. Or they'll be like, oh, why did you stop your YouTube career? It's like, I don't like the negative spotlight that it puts on people, and also kind of like when you say you do YouTube, people kind of look at you in a way like, oh, like you're one of those. Like, I'm filming this video because I think it's really important for a lot of reasons. One is to kind of like inform people of what's been going on with me. I don't know, I've always been a super public person about my life, and it's been taken to different extents. People will say, oh, like, why are you posting about this? Like, I don't really care. Or people will be like, am I in focus? Oh wait, now it's dark. Okay, anyway. I'm so flustered right now. But for anyone that follows me, which I'm sure y'all all do, the last like 3 months of my life, I think, have been the hardest 3 months that I've ever been through. I really want to try not to cry. Like, if I take momentary pauses through this, it's because I'm trying not to cry, just saying. But I think, again, filming this is also really important because I want to bring light on a subject that is growing in the media, and it's videos like this that have helped me learn about my condition and part of what's going on with me. And so if it wasn't for videos like this, I would be in the dark. And I think it's really important if you're going through something like this to kind of share your story if you have the courage to, because it's just important. Like, it's important for people to know and be aware of, because what I'm going through, I could have avoided. I could have... Why am I crying already? What I'm going through, I could have avoided, basically. And it's a combination of things. And so I don't even know how to begin this. By saying I believe I have breast implant illness. And also I got a very strong birth control called an explant taken out, and that's also kind of like factored into my symptoms. And so going through these two things, it's been a lot. I'm gonna kind of talk about the next one on briefly, but this video is about breast implant illness, and I do want to bring awareness to it because a lot of girls still have implants or are thinking about getting implants, and I've told people through the 2 years that I've had them to get them. So I feel like such a hypocrite now, because I'm like, why did I tell people about this? Like, you know, honestly, for the past year, 2 years, I've been going through a lot of like different health situations that haven't really been adding up. It started around 1.5 years ago when I started to develop severe fatigue, easily got infections, and my fingers were turning blue all the time. And I went through that as a child. It's called Raynaud's phenomenon, but it was happening on a consistent basis out of nowhere. I couldn't hold a 9-to-5 internship like of my dreams because I was always tired, and I always felt like something was wrong with me. And I was really good friends with this girl at the time, and she was like, you need to get your physical, like your blood taken. I was like, yeah, you're right. So when I went to go get my physical, I told my doctor, and he decided to scan for autoimmune diseases. I tested positive for the antibody that suggests you have an autoimmune disease, but when I got further screening, there was no autoimmune diseases detected at that point. So that subject was kind of laid to rest. Continuing throughout the year, I developed other symptoms. I was still getting infections very easily. I was still very tired. I believe I was in this brain fog where it was like, I didn't recognize myself anymore. I was making decisions that didn't make sense to me. And I always contributed to the fact that I was like newly in my 20s and I'm kind of like learning who I was. But I was just very indecisive. I would move in an apartment and then not like it and want to move out and and do like crazy stuff like that. And like, I would date a guy for like a day and then change my mind. I mean, I guess that's not really like, that's not really alarming, but you know what I mean? It's like small things like that. I would just, like, I didn't know who I was. I dropped out of school and I started to do online schooling through like a bullshit program that I thought was legit because I just didn't know like what my life was. I was drinking every weekend. I was just going through some like weird like phase where I just woke up every day and I just felt like I wasn't there, you know? And I just kept trying to find myself and I felt like I couldn't. And I did some dark things and I don't even want to get separate story. I also gained around 15 to 20 pounds at this point. I was overweight and I was looking up all my symptoms, and at the time I had an explant, my birth control, and I was like, well, if I get it out, maybe I can lose some weight and like, maybe that'll make me feel better. Maybe I'm just depressed. Maybe that's what's causing everything. So I got an explant out in February. And the first few months, nothing changed. If anything, I was feeling kind of more sick because like the adjustment of hormones, like I was getting really nauseous in the mornings. I was getting a lot of severe body aches, and so I felt like I was like getting sick, but like I didn't get sick a lot. And so I was always telling people I had colds and like things like that. And I was having sinus issues, and people were kind of like concerned because they were like, okay, why are you always sick? Like, you know, like I just heard the whole spiel, and then I always thought it was in my head because I was like, maybe like my body doesn't hurt, maybe I'm just stressed, you know, maybe like, I don't know, like maybe it's just the hormone adjustment. And then I started to get my periods again because the next one on took away my periods, and it just like, I felt like something wasn't right. A week before, well, it started like around April. A week before my periods, I just would feel like I was dying. My whole body would be inflamed. I'd be super bloated. I was super emotional. I was in so much pain. My whole body was like it felt like PMS cramps, but like not even just in that area, but like in my whole entire body. And it was really crazy. And I would go out and I would get super dizzy, and I just thought it was really bad PMS because I hadn't had a period for so long. And so I was like, I'm just like adjusting to PMS, like that has to be it. You know, I have friends that have like PCOS and they have like similar issues. I'm trying really hard not to cry because when I talk about the last 3 months, maybe I'm not ready to film this. The last 3 months have been scary. There have been points where I don't see a future in myself. Like, it's kind of like an out-of-body experience where I look at myself and I just don't see like my personal being going anywhere. It was in August and I was in a new relationship and I was like really, I was doing bad. I was still having like the crazy PMS, you know, whatever. I was developing more like food allergies. Like I was really sensitive to eating some things, but I thought it was because of the PMS and the hormones. Like it was hormones. I was like, I'll adjust, you know. And I was really excited. I was in a new relationship, whatever. And then in August, I was like, I need to get my hormones tested. Like something isn't right. I need to figure this out, you know. And so I went into the doctor. I had a lot of blood tests. Everything came back normal. And I remember just left my consultation. I don't know, I feel really good about making my appointment to explant. I will officially be getting my explant next Wednesday, because I was like, if I'm gonna do it, like I'm gonna do it now, you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm going to get my boobs taken out next Wednesday. I'm excited. So I just left my post-op appointment. My eyes are so red today, and like it's just crazy because I feel like the closer I get, the worse I feel, and the more I feel like this is like the right thing to do. But yeah, I'm really nervous. Like I'm extremely nervous. I just want this to be it. I want this to be the answer. I want to feel better. I want to be myself again. So, fingers crossed. So, I wanted to include a clip where it's not like I'm not wearing makeup, I'm not like posed and sitting and like trying to have myself together, because like this is the reality of it. I was just looking at old Snapchats from like a year ago, a year and a half ago, where I was so naive and I was so healthy, and I didn't really think that anything would happen to me. I didn't think there would be consequences for the things that I was doing. And just do whatever it took to look good, be pretty, and I ignored all the warning signs. I mean, I got my implants 2 years ago from June, so like 2.5 years ago. And a year after that is when I started getting sick, and I thought at the time it was, you know, my birth control. So I would go on again and off again and on again, and it just like, it fucked up my body so much. I'm probably not gonna include this, but it's just like, it's just crazy to me that I thought like, oh, like, even though I tested positive for my immune system attacking itself, like, I'm gonna be okay. Like, I can continue to mess around with my birth control, mess around with whatever, to the point where, like, I gained weight and then I just got sick, you know, and like, not only am I recovering from getting my chest cracked open and 2 years of being sick from my implants, but I'm recovering from all the dumb stuff that I did. It feels so weird to sit here because a month ago I sat here. Also, excuse the mess in the back. I can't like pick up stuff. It's just really messy. It's been over a month since I've sat here and recorded my introduction to I guess my journey. This video is just gonna be a collection of just how crazy this whole thing has been. It's been so crazy. I'm 3.5 weeks post-op and a lot of my symptoms are gone. Some of them are worse. So, but I know the video cut out because like someone rang my doorbell or they knocked on my door while I was filming, and so I didn't even get a chance to like finish what I was saying. But basically what I was saying is all my hormones got tested and everything turned out normal. Yet my health was like steadily declining, and it was kind of scary because like I just like was feeling sick all the time and I didn't know why. And it was really similar to like PMS symptoms. Like I kind of blamed the whole decline in my health and me realizing that I had breast implant illness was because of the whole birth control situation. I don't know, it's hard to explain. Like it's hard to explain my whole thought process and everything and just like how I felt, because I was really depressed, honestly. Like I remember I basically like lost my relationship because of the health I was in, and like not saying he's any like cup of tea, but basically I just lost a lot of friendships and relationships because I was, not only was I like so sick, but like I didn't know how to express how I was feeling, and like it almost turned into like the point where I was always talking about my health because I was just always so sick and people like didn't understand. And so like people would be like, oh, like let's do this, and I'd be like, I can't, and then I'd have to explain myself, and then people would come over and I'd have to explain myself, and it was just like this steadily decline. Like in August I would wake up every day super nauseous, like a huge headache, super exhausted. It was to the point where like I would go out in public and I would get like hot, like it was like menopausal type symptoms or something, because I would go in public and like my heart would start beating fast. I would just be like sweating, like ready to pass out. And so it was crazy. And I was like, okay, like my hormones are crazy, let me just go back on the birth control. And so I got the next one I put back in my arm September, and like I never knew what it was like for your body to like reject something, but like my body straight like rejected it completely. Like it was so bad. Like it was like I couldn't eat anything. Like I would either like, that's like super gross, but I'd like either like get sick or like, anyway, I just couldn't I couldn't digest anything. And I would be shaking all the time for like no reason. I felt like I wasn't in my body. My blood pressure was extremely low. I went to the doctor and it was like 80/50 or I don't know, some crazy number, and I was like, what the hell is going on? I stopped sleeping. Like I'd wake up every night at 3 a.m. on the dot, like wired as hell, ready to like go rave or something. Like it was a lot. And so yeah, I was realizing my body was declining it, so I took it out, and I was like I got this put in, and I was fine, and all of a sudden I got it put in and I'm not fine, like, and that's when I kind of connected all the dots. But the like turning point for me was I had this like stabbing, like I'm talking like I've never been stabbed before, but like imagine like putting a knife in you, I guess, kind of pain. And it was like in my upper back, like by my shoulder blade. Like, it's really hard to describe, but later found out it's like a lymphatic thoracic nerve in your back, and it's connected to like your, I don't know, I'll insert a picture. Anyway, that was like there was no explanation for that pain. Like I would Google it everywhere, and I thought it was like my throat, because like it was like my upper back, so it kind of felt like the back of my throat. And so it's like maybe I have a sinus infection. So I went on antibiotics. And anyway, long story short, it was my implants the whole time, because when I scheduled my surgery, like right away, I was like, gotta go. And so I had my surgery on October 24th. And the only symptom so far that's completely gone was that stabbing pain, and that's how I knew that I was having breast implant illness. So like that's very reassuring, because like there is no definitive answer if you have breast implant illness or not. Just like you have a strong feeling, and like at that point I was like, I don't even want to, like, I got emotional the first one too. Just felt so sick that I just like didn't see a point anymore in life. I mean, it was really bad. And so when I woke up from surgery, the pain was immediately gone. Ever since, so it's been 3.5 weeks, and these, like, okay, the hardest point of my life was the time that I was sick. Like, that was really hard, but it's been really testing on me. I've also confirmed that not only did I have breast implant illness, but I do have severe hormonal imbalances. I know this because of how my body's reacting to the surgery. My menstruation is all over the place. Like, I had a cycle 10 days early, and now I'm getting PMS and have another cycle a week later. Like, it's all over the place. And it's been a long journey. Like, there's a lot of symptoms, you know. I'm very dizzy, I'm very fatigued, I'm very weak, but I don't have any more pain, and I know that I can fix my hormones, you know. Like, I'm 23, like, I'm gonna go to a functional doctor, I'm gonna get help for my hormones, and so that's not really an issue. It's just, there's days where I feel really down. Like, yesterday was a really bad day. I felt dizzy, fatigued, anxious the whole day. I had like really intense mood swings, but I don't know, now I have hope. And on the bad days, like, I sometimes, you know, I think, what if I am like super sick, you know, because I just feel super sick. But it's only been 3 weeks, and I don't know, I have hope. And I'm getting really tired just sitting and talking. I like did my makeup, and like it was just exhausting, the whole process. So I'm gonna go lay back down, continue resting. I don't know if I'm gonna do another update or just close the video at this, because I don't know. But thank you for watching, and I hope this helps some of you, or just educate people about just the whole situation and the whole epidemic that's going on right now, because it's kind of a taboo topic and it shouldn't be. So thank you.